Hello and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where we get faded and lost into whatever movie I'm feeling for the week. This week, Superbad, with me, Byron, and Felipe. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Great.
Or faded. So, we're skipping the summaries. I'm just gonna we're gonna talk through the plot, and then we'll get to what we like and what we didn't like, and then do the ratings. So starting off, we got these two best friends.
Man. Hey, 2.5.
2.5. Yeah. I'm sorry, McLovin. So we got Seth and Evan, who they're named after the writers of this.
Are they really?
Yeah, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, I think.
What? I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, because they do like Pineapple Express, This Is the End. They did all those type of movies together.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So I don't think these are exactly like them, but
Nah.
maybe to the extreme or some shit.
Yeah.
So we got these best friends in high school. They're vibing. And they get invited to a party. So the reason they got invited to the party is because McLovin has a fake ID.
Yeah.
Which his name is really Fogel. But when he went to get the fake ID, he was like McLovin or Mohammed.
It was Dr. Muhammad.
Just two random ass names. And I'm like, just one name is crazy. That's kind of dope.
That is so cool. What did these items say? What are you, SEAL? That's so funny.
And so because they got these fake IDs, they started bragging to the girls they liked. Which I forgot the names of the girls. Jules and Becca.
Yeah.
So Evan's into Becca and Seth's into Jules.
Yeah. No. Jules is into damn. Man. I forgot.
Either way, they both have a girl that they're into, and they brag about the fake IDs, and they ask them to get them alcohol, obviously. And so now they have to go on this huge adventure to get some alcohol with this fake ID. Which first Seth gets his car towed because he's an idiot.
Yeah, because he parked in the teacher's parking lot.
It's like, why would you do that? Well, he just walked the extra little bit.
Yeah, like that would have been so much more simpler.
Yeah, this night would have been a lot easier if they did.
Yeah, I feel like that emphasized the kind of character he is, though.
Oh, man. I feel like he's the person bringing them down. For sure.
You know how this would have been such a good party if it was just McLovin?
Just McLovin getting the alcohol and going to the party. Yeah. Everything would have been fine.
That would have been a great party, yeah.
No, instead we got Seth freaking out about everything.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he so mad about everything? Man. Jesus.
Always.
I don't know. So first, Seth gets this idea. He's like, fuck your fake ID. I'm going to go and try and steal from a grocery store that McLovin worked at. Yeah. Which I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Nah, that scene was hilarious though, because he walks in and he imagines like every worst possible scenario. Or he imagines the best one.
Yeah,
right?
The best one.
He's just like, oh yeah, this works.
Yeah, he imagined a bunch of good ones, and then he imagined the worst one.
Yeah, the worst absolute one. That was
security guard like trying to kill him and shit. And then so he doesn't do it, and then they let McLovin go to the alcohol store.
Yeah,
which the scene's ridiculous. So he he goes to the back, he drops some beer, and then he's just standing there watching it like just spill out, and this employee comes up. He's like, "Did you do this, sir?" And he was like, "No, but you should clean it up." I was like, "Oh my God." And he walks away, and then the dude's like, "I hate my life." Like, rip that guy.
Yeah. I get him.
He knew you did it too.
Right.
And then so he brings up all this alcohol to the counter. Now, the lady's a little suspicious, but she just let it go. She checked his ID. It was fine. She accepted the McLovin. And then randomly a guy just comes in, punches McLovin, takes the cash out of the cash register and dips. And then so the police come, and these are, I don't know how to explain these cops.
Man, these are the most naive cops you can possibly think of. Like, they could not ask any questions the right way. Like, they're just gonna get through it.
No, they're just jokesters. They make things worse. They didn't know how to figure out the description of the person.
These are the worst cops you could have called to the scene.
Honestly, I was like, these guys. And so they barely figure out anything. They give up. Then they're like questioning McLovin. And they're like, they laugh about his idea. They accept it. And then so they're like, "You want to ride to your party or whatever?" And so he's like, "Sure." And while this is happening with the cops, Seth and Evan think McLovin's in trouble.
Yeah, he got caught.
So now Seth's freaking out because he lost what's her name's money.
Yeah.
And they need the alcohol. And he's like, "I gotta figure out something." And while he's freaking out, he gets hit by a car.
Yeah. Some guy just backs up his car right into him.
He's something else. The dude who hit them, he's like, "I'll give you a ride to my party and we can get more alcohol."
Yeah.
So then,
Wait, but he tried to bargain with him with $7.
I forgot.
No, it's so funny. He's like, "Look, man, that's all I got."
This dude's already a weirdo. I don't know why they would jump in the car with him.
He's like, "Hey, I'm a good guy."
So when they get in the car, they're sitting in the back seat while he's in the front. He's like, "No one wants to come sit next." All right. So they're in the car and they're chilling with this guy, and Seth gets a call from Jules. And she's like, "Are you guys on the way?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're taking a cab. We're on the way." And then while this is happening, the dude's like, "Yeah, you're totally getting laid." He's trying to give him a high five and shit. I was like, this fucking guy, I can't live.
Completely dodged that, man. Man, what a weirdo.
Seriously, though. And then, so they get to this dude's party. It's not even his party. I think he kind of knows the guy because they immediately get inside. They're looking around. They're chilling. And he immediately gets on the phone at this dude's house. And the dude's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, he walked in like it was his place. He came in, grabbed the phone, knew exactly where it was at.
And the dude's like, "Are you about to call over your friends over?" Insane that this dude was about to come here, crash the party, and then call his friends over.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Uninvited. And about to call more friends.
Insane. And so this dude, they go outside because to fight, and the dude just ends up getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
I don't know. They should never got in the car with this dude.
Yeah, that was a bad move. They're desperate. They needed alcohol. This guy said he knew a place where there was tons of alcohol.
Insane. So now they're left at the house there at the party. And then while this is happening, McLovin's riding around with with the cops, and they're like, we need to make a stop at this bar real quick, and we could get some beers too if we're lucky. So they go to this bar where I guess there's this old dude just freaking out.
Yeah, he's just causing a mess.
And so they're chasing him for like a whole like 40 seconds of being the worst cops ever.
One guy pulls out a gun. He's like, should I shoot him? Should I shoot him?
The bar is crowded. And so they're like, McLovin, stop him. McLovin just runs in front of him. And then they just like fall in the kitchen basically. And the dude knocks himself out. And they're like, nice, McLovin.
All McLovin days get rammed.
Literally.
Man.
Shake my head. And then they're just sitting at the bar. And they're just talking bullshit.
Venting.
They go to leave and they're like, oh, we got a call. I don't think we're going to be able to pay for this.
And then he goes, can we get 12 beers to go?
Insane. These cops are wilding.
These are the cops I should have been pulled over.
True. Well, maybe. They wild a little bit later.
They do get wild.
And then so we go back to Seth and Evan at the house party, and I think they get into a little like argument.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't know, getting the alcohol or leaving. And Seth's like, we need the alcohol. And Evan's just over it.
Yeah.
He kind of just wants to go home at this point.
You know how he goes? He goes, you know what? I'm just going to go to the party. And then if she wants to kiss me, she'll kiss me. I'm not going to imbibe her with alcohol.
And then, so Evan goes into this room with these guys and they just force him to sing. I was like, that's weird as fuck.
They mistake them for somebody.
Yeah. And then they just force us in, or they're like, we're not wrong, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He was so scared. These guys were like, it was like 5 guys in one room.
Insane. And they were like, at one point, they were like, who is this guy? And so Seth, he starts dancing with this girl.
Oh, yeah.
And she's getting too really close with him.
Yeah, real close in person.
And so he walks, he's like, I gotta go get something to drink. And he walks away from her. And he has Fury blood on his pants. And these dudes are just laughing at him. And they're like, hey, we gotta give our friend a laughing. He's like, oh, shit.
Party.
And it turns out that that's the fucking party, the dude who's throwing the party's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And now he wants to fight Seth.
Yeah.
And then he just starts picking a fight with everyone. Now the whole house is having a fight.
Yeah. Perfect time to escape.
Yeah, they dip. I think he put like a bunch of like, what was it, beer?
Yeah, like a beer. Oh, when he went to the basement?
Yeah.
He dumped out the detergent bin and put, I don't know what he put. I think he put beer. Alcohol. So I'm talking about alcohol.
They're definitely gonna taste that detergent.
Yeah.
And so he has 2 tubs of that, and they're just him and they're walking. Are they walking together or they get into an argument?
Oh man.
They're constantly arguing.
Yeah, constantly arguing back and forth. Is this where the cops come in?
Yeah.
The cops get called.
Yeah, the cops get called. So now they're like driving around and they see those 2, and they hit Seth. This is his second time getting hit. Like, and he breaks the whole windshield. And then they're like, fuck. Well, one of the cops is like, I can't believe we did this again.
Yeah.
This is crazy. And so they get out and they're trying to frame it as he jumped in front of it and they're drunk and stuff. and they're trying to get McLovin to like write a statement about it.
Yeah, right off on it.
And then McLovin can't see because the windshield's cracked, and he's just in the back seat. So he's like, "Fuck, holy shit!" He's like, "These cops just hit someone."
Yeah, these guys are crazy.
And so, at one point, one of the cops just pulls out a gun, and also these cops are played by Bill Hader and Seth Rogen. They're killing it.
Yeah, hilarious guys.
They're a lot of fun in this movie. And so Bill Hader's cop, he pulls out a gun on them. He's like, "Don't move." And then so they're freaking out. And McLovin comes out of the car. He's like, "What the fuck's happening?" And then so as soon as the cop looks away, Evan just dips. He runs.
Yeah.
And so one of them runs after him, and then McLovin runs with Seth. And then the other cop just gets back in the car and tries to drive looking for them. The cops lose them.
Yeah.
Because they're the worst cops.
Yeah. And that guy's chasing Evan. Evan outruns him like crazy.
Just running into the dark.
Yeah, and dusted him.
At one point, he's just shooting his gun in the air, trying to get him to come out of hiding.
Yeah, that was crazy. He's like, "I'm scared of my house." Boom. Evan thought Seth got shot.
Literally. And then they just meet up with each other and they walk to the party. They get to the party and everyone's lit already.
Yeah, everyone's lit.
They didn't need the alcohol.
Yeah, that's no one even was waiting for that alcohol.
And so Evan goes to talk to Becca, which she's super drunk, too drunk.
Yeah.
So he's like, "I have to get more drunk."
Yeah. So he goes to the bathroom with a bottle.
Yeah, I think so. He's just chugging it and he's just getting himself super lit. So then they're just too lit to do anything. She throws up on the bed. While that's happening, Seth's trying to talk Jules into like having sex, and she's like, "Not while you're drunk."
Yeah.
Which I'm like, accept that, pal.
Yeah, like that's like not really a straight no. Like that's just not right now.
Like, you're too lit.
Yeah.
And he's too lit, and he just falls forward and hits her in the eye.
Too lit. Gives her a black eye.
Yeah, black eye. He's just passed on the ground. He's just mumbling. And then McLovin, he's getting at least successful.
Yes, sir. McLovin.
But then the cops come and just ruin it.
Yes, because they busted the
They
party.
busted the party because you knew they were looking for McLovin.
Yeah. That's what they needed. That's a testament.
And so they bust into the room. They scare the girl away. And then they're like, "Hey, we knew you weren't of age, but..."
Yeah, like they knew the whole time. They were just having fun with her. Like, what?
Insane cops.
Like he's a high schooler.
And so they dip. They're like, "Let's go, McLovin." They fake like they're arresting him, and they just go hang out some more.
Yeah, they faked it.
And then Seth went and grabbed Evan because Evan was passed out, and he ran away from the cops, and he was carrying him for a bit.
Yeah.
So it's true friendship right there.
That is, that showed real friendship at such a young age.
And so they have a little sleepover, and then they're at the mall the next day, and they see the girls.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of works out. And this whole movie, Seth was mad at Evan because he was going to a different college. Yeah. And that's probably why he was angry the whole time.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And they were like trying to pretend like that wasn't like bothering them.
Which it was. They needed to talk about it.
Yeah.
McLovin and Evan were going to room together and shit.
Yeah. Seth was not a fan of that.
But then They figure it out. They learn that life, you gotta like go separate paths sometimes.
Yeah, do what's best for your friends. You know?
Literally. And then so they go on their little dates, and the movie ends. It's a good one. It's a classic.
Classic.
It's so good. So what'd you like about it?
Man, what I love about it is it shows like such a true form of like adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Really though.
so awkward and so funny.
It's a really good coming of age story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like how it's like, it's really just a movie about friendship when you really think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's those two like bickering what they really still care about each other. And then it's McLovin finding a new friendship with these cops.
Yeah. Like, and then finding out he's really the coolest guy ever. Like,
Yeah. McLovin is. He's really cool.
Yeah, he really is.
I love all the characters in this movie. I think all the characters do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, they all have like a strong representation.
Yeah. Like, Seth's just an annoying, just angry person.
Yeah. Evan's more like the awkward, innocent kind.
Yeah. Without Seth, Evan would be chilling. He would be vibing.
Right, exactly. He would have had a whole different high school experience.
Because in the beginning they had like a cooking class together. And Evan already had another friend. That like he had a partner.
Yeah.
And Seth was really jealous about it.
He's like, look at him. He's having so much fun.
I felt like Seth didn't really have any other friends, I don't think.
Yeah, he mentioned that he didn't want to room with anybody else. Because he didn't like meeting new people.
He's ridiculous. He just doesn't want to change, but life is about change.
Yeah.
What else did I like? I like this era of comedies. This was like the early 2000s when comedies were just chilling. They were vibing. They were just like, let's make some good movies.
Yeah, like creativity is as far as you can go.
And I don't even know what comedies are now.
Man, honestly, it's straight the same.
Straight to streaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So with my new rating system, what would you do it for? Would you do own it or see it in theaters, streaming or rent it, just watch it for free, whatever is available when you can watch it for free, or don't bother?
Man, I would own it. Like it's one of those movies like you gotta hold on to.
Yeah,
I feel like it shows like a strong representation of the time, the early 2000s.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, you can play it 20 years later and it'll still be funny,
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a classic. I think this is gonna age better as time goes.
Exactly, yeah. It's gonna show like how different it was. Like, oh wow.
Like the whole cast in this movie is just like, they're all stars now.
Yeah, yeah.
Bill Hader, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, Emma Stone.
Yeah, they became legends. Like, wow, that's so many people all in one movie. Like, how often do you get that?
Not really. And this is, I want to say this was Emma Stone's first movie. I want to say, which was pretty nice.
That is crazy.
I don't know. I don't think it was anyone else's first one though. But they all killed it. They were all doing their job.
Yeah. And what about you? What would you rate it?
Oh, what would I? Oh, I would own it. Yeah,
you would own it. Yeah.
I got to buy it. I feel like, but yeah, it really is a classic. I just think it's always a fun time. There's so many memorable moments. I feel like we skipped over a few. Yeah. There's a lot more cop stuff that they were doing. They were just, at some point they need to just get rid of the cop car. And so they lit it on fire, covered in alcohol, and then McLovin's like, we should shoot it, and they just let him shoot the car.
Yeah, he's emptied out the clip.
Dude, McLovin's a boss.
Dude, he's such a vibe. I wish I could hang out with McLovin.
Really?
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
This is like, I feel like a once in a lifetime type movie.
Yeah, really is.
I just don't feel like there's many movies that try to capture this vibe, but I don't think they ever get it right.
Yeah, it's just you can't replicate that.
They're really good. They're really good with stoner movies too.
Yeah, it's just so authentic. Like they know exactly what they're talking about.
Really. They make really good characters. Even the side characters. All of them are just insane. All right. Well, thank you for watching.
Hold up.